Hello, hi, hey, it's your good friend Jace Catchul, back for another episode of Factorio, where we were setting up some little half-height smelting rigs, first for iron, and we're going to need some of these advanced splitters and stuff. Not really advanced, but more advanced than a regular old construction belt. And so we've got transport belt being made automatically. Yeah, all this stuff is happening automatically. That's quite good. I am going to need some power up here. So let's drag that along. One of the nice things about power poles, if you're standing close enough to them, if you start to click one down and then run away, it'll actually automatically place the power poles at the maximum distance. So if I put that there, that'll link all that up, and then all of these will have power. And that'll connect to all of the kind of setup that we already did. So that's very good. And now I just need to look at something here so I can start getting set up on this kooky smelting setup I saw. So that would go down there. Okay, and then okay, and then belt comes off this way to feed. Oh, need more belt. Luckily, we set up all this automation before. There, now I just have 200 belt. And the machine will make 200 more. That's wonderful. So, the splitter will split the incoming feed such that half goes this way and half goes the other. And then essentially, what you do is you have a line coming up here. Oop, trying to use hotkeys that I didn't set up yet. Let's set those up. Okay, so if we put that transport belt there, now transport belt will try its hardest to live there. Underground belt will go in slot number 2, and the splitters can go in slot number 3. Okay, so now when I press the 2 key, that comes up like that. I press the 1 key, goes back to transport belt. So something comes in and feeds that side. And goes out to both equally. And then if we put another splitter here, oh, it starts to look really trippy. Ooh. But that essentially you just need another belt coming up here. So one side will bring in ore, the other side will bring in coal, and then they'll both get split evenly to each side. If we put in all of the inserters that we need, which I have not done. So we need 4 times 4 is 16. 1, 2, 3 5s, and one more makes 16. And ooh, there's a patch of coal right over here. Kind of an interesting resource layout. So huge amount of coal here though, but I will build some more mining equipment and use this coal for smelting right now. Because why not, essentially, it's right here. Let's see, I should only need 2 mining units. And I can start placing inserters while I wait for that to happen. And so basically the way this will work is when everything is all outputting onto this belt, it'll fill up the belt more or less, but as it proceeds, out to infinity, we want to make sure we're packing on as much material as possible. So basically it'll sit on these little legs of belt until a gap appears in the belt big enough to stuff it into, and then it'll go ahead and shove it in there for us. I think probably you could do something slightly more efficient. I guess not in terms of cost, but in terms of, I don't know, just smoothness. I think you can achieve the compression better in terms of space if you're using splitters to do it, but that's neither here nor there. Do have those miners done. Oh, yeah, have a whole bunch. So, if we put down one here and one here, yeah, let's just do that. And I know that I'm going to have another smelting operation for stone, so I may as well, not stone, geez, for copper. So there'll be iron here, copper here. And because I know that, I might as well lay out. We're done with that. Let's do bullet damage. Does that affect our gun turret damage as well? I'm not sure. Oh man, did I do military? Is that what we did last time? Okay, cool. So if I get some copper, I can make myself a submachine gun, and if I get a whole heap of steel together, I can make myself some better armor. That'll probably be good to prioritize soon. Anyway, we can lay out another, at least skeleton of a smelting operation. Just to get it ready. Okay, and then that points downward. That points downward. That points upward from there. There we go. And then we need that guy going up to there. Feeding into there. Okay, so if that is the coal, then if we put another splitter right here, that'll divide this patch of coal evenly between these two smelting rigs. So if we just link it up to some power. Okay, then those should feed both rigs evenly. And these will start feeding into the furnaces, but they won't actually burn any of the coal until there's something, there's a job for them to be doing, which we should probably get started on hooking up. So we're going to need a whole heck of a lot of belt, and we want to get it from our iron over to here. So... La-da-da. Okay, so let's pretend, that we're all just gonna send... Actually, let's clear everything out. Clear out all of the inserters. Clear out the miners. Clear out the boxes. Okay. So, gonna try and fill up this whole field with nothing but miners, for which I need more copper. Copper achieved. More miners. Great. And the reason I pick up inserters first is because if you don't pick them up first while you're tearing down a build, they will still try and grab something and put it somewhere, even if there's nothing, even if there's no place for it to go. And then you end up with stuff on the ground that you have to run around and pick up, which I'm not a fan of extra work, so I try not to do it. That will link to there. If I remove that one, disconnects power up there. Okay. So, if we put one here, okay, so no matter what, we're going to have coverage issues. So let's try and do these more or less evenly. Go from here, here, here. Oh, and then there's just one little patch. That's okay. So the deal there is you can see the coverage area outlined in green there. So it covers up to here, and then there's just this little segment that I would have to put a whole mining unit on, which is sort of a waste. But if I just stick them right snug next to each other, this one will mine out part of the patch that this one is mining out as well. So they'll both cover it and both empty out a little bit faster than the other miners, which is fine. There's nothing fundamentally wrong with that. And same with these guys, there's a little bit of overlap here on this strip, so that should empty out faster than anything else. Okay, and then I can already tell that we're going to need a splitter. This time not to split a stream in half, but to actually unite two streams. Okay. So if we come out to here, so there's no overlap, then we actually can cover everything. So let's go like that. And we're doing it like that so that this one will spit out only onto the right side of this belt, and the other one will only drop down onto the left side of the belt. That way, the belt will theoretically fill up evenly. We'll snake that around through to our splitter. And then set up a load balancer. Oh, nope. Okay, there we go. So this essentially makes it so that when everything gets split out of here, let's see, how can I demonstrate? So if we had stuff coming into the splitter here, and we just let it run through one side, it would unite everything from the two lanes, but it would leave some extra material on the outside of this splitter. You know, so if we did connect some more belt to it, it would start streaming out. But if you don't connect anything to it, it just kind of sits there and never gets used by any part of your factory, which is not ideal. So if you add this little belt balancing operation, it'll go through both sides and then onto one belt, and should theoretically pull from both sides evenly. Just kind of generally helps even things out. Trying to decide whether or not I care that one of these lanes is, you know, I guess too low on this one. And I care a little, so a little is just enough. So I'll pull up all of that. Run back there. Okay, so let's get power hooked up. Oh, noise all of a sudden. The noise of industry. Okay, so now those are all going, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we've got 11 miners going, and oh, yeah, so we could fill up a full line of furnaces here. Let's see, make sure this actually starts working. I should really get some lamps together, but I'll need to research optics for that, so as soon as bullet damage finishes out here, that's what we'll do. Okay, yeah, so you can see the splitter there is taking the iron ore and splitting it up into two even streams, more or less, as iron comes in. It'll definitely even out once it backs up here at the end. Obviously, because they're pulling at an even rate. And so these are going to be spitting out a little bit of pollution. So I want to let them go for a bit and see how far their pollution cloud actually extends to. If it's not too far outside the area we're seeing already, then I'm not going to worry about it. Nope. Okay, so there are some red spots down there that indicate enemy activity of some kind. So, if I can ever find the button to get back out of the map, let's see. Oh, definitely want to make my submachine gun. That's important. And I should really have something making bullets. So let's do that, actually. Let's just pull out a line here and make a little temporary setup for bullets. So I'll cancel the ones I'm making, because this will make it almost as fast as I can. And okay. Still got a couple of turrets with me, right? 2. I'll make a bunch more. You never have too much protection when you're going out scouting. So tell it to make bullets. Bullets only require iron, which is nice. And then if we pull iron in and bullets out, drop down a box. You know, I keep making all these grand plans and then deciding I need one more thing. I think I'd learn someday. Okay, so that'll just spit out bullets and bullets and bullets. Let's get those turrets I wanted, and then just a whole heap and stack of bullets. And it's somewhere to the southeast. Ooh. Although our pollution cloud is starting to migrate to the northeast. Let's start things off there. In the widest possible view. Is that? Okay, no, that's oil over there. Sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing between patches of oil and the red for enemy bases. Exploring a new perimeter. Going out of my way to find danger. Okay, they're still south of me. What is... Okay, a little bit of stone, some coal. I'm like deeply paranoid about encountering biters, because I don't usually do it. So it's scary. Plus with all these trees, I'll actually have a pretty difficult time seeing them. Oh, okay, so there's one, at least, hiding somewhere near the bottom of my screen. Okay, so it's a spitter spawner. So what I'm going to do is drop down a turret. Give it some bullets. Oh crap. Defend yourself, turret. Okay. I temporarily forgot how to put bullets in something. That's how bad I am at doing combat to it. Just the worst. Okay, make some repair packs. Those are an essential part of any raiding operation. Those will let me fix up the heinous damage to my turret. For some reason I was not expecting them to come up. Okay, so that turret can at least keep me safe while I prepare the way for more turrets. So basically what I'm going for is just slowly creeping up on this base with the help of turrets. Okay, there we go, and then I can pick this one up. So it's basically just going to be a process of make bullets. Make bullets, place turrets, creep up. And that noise is going to scare me every time. Because I'm a big wuss, it turns out. No, it's just really startling, and I think a lot louder in my headphones than it comes out on the video. Run away! should probably place another turret right there. It is really frustrating not being able to see where they are. I'm getting closer, though. Let's do a couple more. So that's about as close as I'm going to be able to get without taking unnecessary damage. Oh, good. So that one's just firing constantly on the base, and the other two are protecting it. Yeah, I'll just give it all the bullets and see how many it can take out for me. Okay. So now, check the map real quick. Huge base down there. Feel glad that I'm building to the north. Also won't have to tangle with those guys for a while, but also great incentive to keep an eye on the pollution cloud. So essentially taking them out means that I don't have to worry as much about biters coming from the south. They can spawn more bases at random, so that's, you know, it's good to check the perimeter once every so often, but in general, it turns out it's a lot easier overall to just keep an eye on, you know, the borders of your pollution and make sure it's not touching any bases. Just kind of take them out preemptively if possible, than it is to try and set up, you know, permanent defenses. So that's good. We got that done at least. Bullets are being produced en masse. We already have more than 100 there. So I think next time we'll finish setting up the copper and maybe do a little bit of steel as well. But that is next time, and this time is just about over, so I will see you then. All right, bye-bye.